Now to Commitment 2012 news, Governor Neil Abercrombie says the new political districts drawn by the Hawaii Reapportionment Commission should not include military and out-of-state college students.
It's a story our partners at CivilBeat.com have been following, and joining us over Skype with more is CivilBeat.com editor John Temple. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Now, I know that the story about reapportionment hasn't been a real big headliner, really, but on the Big Island, it's a big story.
This is a big deal because for the Big Island, what's at stake is a new state Senate seat, and that translates into power. But this is a very complex issue, and it's like peeling back the layers of the skin of an onion, the layers of an onion, because there's so many dimensions to what is residency for reapportionment. How do you decide who should be counted?
And why are those two groups going to be excluded, John?
Well, think about it. You think about it. We have voter registration. Like, you might be able to vote. We figure out people for tax purposes, and we figure out people for tuition. There's a lot of reasons why we figure out whether somebody's a permanent resident or lives here. But for the purposes of representation, they're going to be excluded because they're not permanent residents. Their presence here allegedly is transitory in nature rather than, quote, permanent.
Well, those are good points to look at. Another story that I know is on CivilBeat.com this morning is about swag, what the governors are getting as swag. And what do you think was the most interesting item that the governors have received in the past?
Well, I think for women, maybe the Hermes scarf.
Ooh.
That's kind of an expensive store, so it's kind of unlikely that most people are walking into Hermes and picking up a scarf just on occasion. And these gifts like an Hermes scarf or a $3,000 oil painting, an $800 ukulele, or a model of the Super Ferry worth $500, these kind of things raise questions. Why are they being given? Because, again, just like voter determining political districts, it's very complicated to determine whether the governor can accept the gift. And it's all about perception. And I think the reality is it's hard to imagine that a gift like an Hermes scarf isn't being given to warm up a relationship with a governor and to thank her or him for the role they play in their official capacity.
Yeah, the question is, does this kind of stuff influence them, and what do they do with it after when they're no longer governor? So, John Temple, I know those are some of the questions that your story answers, and you can see more of that a little bit later on Civil Beat. John Temple, thank you.
Thank you.
And again, you can find the complete stories we just discussed on CivilBeat.com. The time now is 6:38. We'll be right back.